Alright, so here is my little introduction video to the Kerbal Space Program. You can see I've got a demo game going. I just started playing this recently. And so I'm going to show you a few things that I've done with the demo game, not even having the full game available. You can do quite a bit. So here's your Space Center. That's your tracking center with the satellite dish there, which allows you to see what missions you have in orbit currently, or not in orbit sometimes. This is the where you build all your spacecraft, construction yard, so to speak. You can load a variety of rockets. I've made several. My experimental ones, I call them wacky, and then just different versions of wacky. And here you can see a lot. All the boosters, the liquid fuel tanks that are stacked together so that the rockets will burn longer. That's a solid rocket booster. Here's a pack of solid rocket boosters. These are all the liquid fueled engines underneath here. They don't provide as much thrust as the solid rocket boosters, but they're pretty powerful. Fins for guidance to help fly through the air. Support stresses, keeps everything together. I added this second set of boosters up top here. This is a retracting ladder and regular ladder that go around so that your little minion looking guy can wander around. You got some RCS thrusters, landing gear, the main command module up top with the parachute. This is what it looks like from up top. Looks like a bunch of eyeballs staring at you. So we'll drop back down here. The gantries. There's a variety of them to hold up and support the rocket. And you do need to make sure you have enough, because you could break something if you don't have enough support. On the right hand side you can see I'm going through the actions. So when certain rockets need to fire, when the SRBs, the solid rocket boosters, when they need to separate, and when you need to separate the liquid fuel tanks and each stage that follows below. So let's go take a look at something that I have in orbit right now. In the rocket I was just showing you, I actually have something that was launched into orbit. So here is the spacecraft. I've got 3 liquid fuel tanks with a central main fuel tank for a total combined 4 engines. My little Kerbal dude, his name is Landbald Kerman. You can do a intravehicular and an activity, and then the EVA is extravehicular activity. So here, this is his view inside the cockpit. It is all functional. You can click on the buttons to turn on and off things, or you can set. You can see I'm setting my retrograde approach using the ball navigation there. You can look around. He can see the time. You can see his altitude, or in that case that's the relative radar altitude below the clock that's going right now. You can also warp time and make things speed up or bring you back to normal speed, which helps when you have a travel time of 7 hours or a day. You can speed up quickly and get there in a few seconds rather than waiting for a real day to pass. So current orbital velocity slowly increasing because I'm approaching the moon. And you can see my altitude is decreasing because I'm approaching the surface. This allows me to maneuver from the map navigation by using the ball nav and throttle control. That's what the moon looks like at this distance, approaching 30,000 meters. Speeding up, 615 meters per second. Now, since I'm in a retrograde aspect, or the position of my rocket, I can add thrust, and that's going to slow me down. As you can see, my velocity here is being reduced. can see my total fuel in the top right-hand corner. That's my approximate landing position there. So, fairly close to the crater. Not sure if I'll be able to walk to it or not, but, you know, I can check it and see. Slowing down quite a bit. Okay, not quite a bit. Only about 1% from what I was going. 10%, I mean. No, 1%. Maybe my math is bad. Here's the apoapsis, which is the peak of the orbit. It's being reduced because I'm approaching the surface and slowing down. Now I need to fix my aspect here. So with the ball navigation, that indicator shows you which way you're really going, even though you may be pointed a different direction. Almost out of fuel on those tanks. There they go. So separate those fuel canisters. I still have a full tank here in the middle. So those 3 tanks and their engines are now, they're gonna crash basically into the moon. And there's 1 engine left here on my little spacecraft. He is still freaking out. Making sure I am on the right approach here. Give it a little more throttle. Need to slow down some more. Landing gear. Lower the landing gear. That's a problem. There's supposed to be 4 of those. Where did the other... I wonder if they blew off... I'm gonna have to check that. If they exploded off when I separated the rocket boosters? Or the fuel tanks? Okay, getting close to the surface. Oh, more throttle, yep. There we go. Full throttle now. Looks like I got enough fuel. Whoa, whoa, whoa. That hill is way... Oh, no. Oh. I didn't check my radar altimeter. Oh, good grief. All that work. And I lost my little astronaut. Ugh. There's nothing left. Yeah. Really can't abort now, but... Oh, let's see what happened. Yep. Collided into the surface. Crashed, crashed, crashed. Oh, he died. Yep. Well... Now you know, 8 hours, 22 minutes into the mission. Poor little land-balled Kerman was killed. Crap. Alright, back to the Space Center. So my other rocket, which I actually launched before the one that just crashed, he's on a different orbit. It really takes something to figure out how to make all this work, so I gotta figure this guy out and see where he is. Alright. Oh, look, there's planet Kerbin and the moon in the same shot as me. I gotta get my spaceship oriented. Jebediah, enthusiastic as always. He's having a great time. Let's swing this little ship about. There's the sun too. I can't seem to find... oh, there we go. So there's my prograde. I probably want my retrograde. Because the intention is to get into orbit around the moon here. Turned on stabilization. Okay. Positioned our aspect for retrograde. Check out our fuel. I'm gonna start slowing down. And let's check our orbital path and see where we're going here. Because we want to get closer to the moon. Oh no, wait, I forgot. He's already been to the moon. He didn't land, but I didn't think he had enough fuel. So now I'm heading back home to planet Kerbin. You can see there are several insertion points even along this trajectory where I've been able to go back to the moon. You can see I was off angle quite a bit on my orbit. See, there's another insertion point, several, like a whole area. That's impressive. Distance, 18 million kilometers at the peak. Apogee or apoapsis. You see the time is going down because I'm using thrust to slow down for my orbit. Let's see where the periapsis or the perigee is, the bottom of the orbit. Looks like 1.6 million meters, which is, you know, reasonably close versus 17.5 million. That's why it's all oblong shaped. Let's see. Let's speed this up because it's going to be the most effective when I'm actually at. So I'm going to time warp and speed up time. You'll notice the clock in the top left corner is going really fast too. I want to get down here to my periapsis so that I can bring down the other end of the orbit. So those are the optimal points to make adjustments to your orbit. There's some debris from a long lost rocket launch. It never landed because I was in orbit when I separated, so anyway, let's speed up here 10,000 times. Whoop, slow down. Getting close to the bottom here. 2 hours, 6 minutes into the mission. Periapsis is 1.6 million. We're 12 minutes away from that particular point. And I need to... well, let's take a look at this first. Look, it's the Milky Way. There's planet Kerbin. Apparently it was hit by a giant crater, too. Let's get situated on the horizon so that up is up, down is down. And I just want to see the sun. Oh yeah, let's do this. Extravehicular activity. Let's go for a spacewalk. Good old Jebediah. Cruising along, outer space. Crawling down the ladder. There we go. I should be able to go around the ring. It's a nice shot. Lots of light. Hanging upside down. Just letting go here. Got my rocket pack thrusters on. Get a good view of the planet, and the sun, and the moon. If you hit spacebar, it reorients the little guy to whichever way you're looking, and then you have to reverse around in order to see his face. So that's what I just did there. Little controls for his thruster pack and his spacesuit, giant helmet. He's kind of got a big head. And we're just kind of drifting. Let's go cruise around a bit, take a look at something. Got plenty of fuel left. Just over 97%. From the map view, we can see where we are. Oh, hey, look, yeah, it shows Jebediah and the ship. And their orbital trajectories, both of them. Although he kind of fades out, because really you're just looking at the ship. I wonder if I can see Jebediah's orbital. There we go. Yeah, there's his path. It's pretty much identical, of course, because he's not that far from the ship. Yeah, it's probably time to head back now, don't you think? Yeah, still got plenty of fuel. This could take a while. I'm just kind of cruising along. I guess I could use more fuel, or I could just time warp. I don't have to worry about the fuel. Just speed up time. Without anything in space to slow me down, I just kind of drift. And right back to the command module. Bonk. Yeah, go up. That way. No, forward. Oh, wait, I gotta go back. Reorient. Okay, go forward. Oops, the landing gear's in the way. Okay, now go forward. There we go. Grab on. And board. Yay! Look, he's still super happy. He was excited about that. Good job, Jebediah. Alright, we still gotta find our retrograde because we want to slow down so that we can land on planet Kerbin, aka home. Getting set up for the retrograde burn. Let's see where we are. We're a little ways out from the periapsis, about 5 minutes, so let's warp, speed up time. Yes, doing the time warp again. Oh, we gotta fix our orientation again. Alright, let's see where we are. Fuel, do we have enough fuel? Start the burn. Alright, bring in our apoapsis, or the apogee. Bringing that down. This is what it looks like while it's in action. Go back out to the map view so we can see overall. Add a little more thrust here. Bringing it down to 8 million, 7 million, 6 million. Currently at full throttle now. Getting closer and closer. Now they're going to switch points because they're almost identical. 1.6. I can stay here and just bring the periapsis, the perigee, the bottom of the orbit. And I still got, looks like plenty of fuel. At some point that's going to run into the planet because it's reducing down. I'm going to throttle down for a second here. Let's look at, where are we going to land? Well, it's dark. It's kind of hard to see. I don't know if I can see it or not. Let's give it some throttle, see where that's coming in here. 49 minutes, 48 minutes to get there. Still plenty of fuel, I think. Yeah, we're gonna have plenty of fuel, and then we're gonna hit the planet atmosphere. That'll slow us down. Alright, here we go. Throttle down. Now, I can't tell if I'm landing in the water or the land. Whoops. It's kind of hard to see on the dark side here. Looks like land, maybe water. I'm going to make an adjustment and burn a little prograde here so I can see if it's actually going to adjust it. Right there. That looks good. Okay. Yeah, I'm going to call that good. Swing back around to retrograde so that as we get closer we can use the rocket engine and the remaining fuel to slow us down, because we're going to speed up. Being at the top of the orbit right now, we're going relatively slow, but when we get down to the bottom it's like rolling down a hill. We're going to pick up speed. So let's do the time warp again. Yeah, look how fast we're going. 2,500 meters a second. Okay, good. I'm not going to run into that debris there, it looks like. Check the fuel. Yep, looks good. 2,700 meters a second. Altitude 100,000, 97, 90. Alright, yeah, this seems like a good place to go back into normal. Jebediah still having a great old time. Where am I pointing? I don't have the right aspect for this. That's prograde, so retrograde's going to be 180 degrees from there. Spin that around. Okay, this looks better. Well, come on, keep going, keep going. Oh, there's something down there. What is that? Debris of some kind. It doesn't tell me what it is, it just tells me how far. Okay, got the burn going. We're at 55,000 meters. 50,000. Yeah, let's make sure that up is up. Rotate. Rotate. Navball is important for that. Continuing our descent. Velocity is decreasing, but this is also going to change where we're going to land. Kind of hard to see. I think that was over by the space center, that debris, where we lifted off from. Yeah, let's go full throttle. I'm going to slow down some more. We're already at 30,000 meters. We're still traveling over 2,000 meters a second. Okay. Fuel is... well, that's it. It's done. I'm going to move over. This is something I learned in a previous mission. When you kick off your spent fuel tank, you want it to be out of the way. You don't want it to run into your command capsule. And there it goes. Flying off into the sky. Oh, let's zoom in. Looks like the ladder's still extended, so let's pull that up. Retract the ladder. It just folds up and untelescopes itself. Nice clean little package there. Alright, 10,000 meters. The chute is deployed. This little guy, Jebediah, seems to always be having a good time, doesn't he? He's totally rocking the whole astronaut experience. Descent rate, we're now only at a couple hundred, less than 200 meters a second now, slowing down pretty good. The light blue part of the atmosphere and that control panel up top tells you you're in the regular atmosphere, so how thick the atmosphere is. There's some debris from a previous launch. Oh, that was from this launch. Huh. That's the fuel tank that I just ejected. It's falling down into the ocean. It's kind of hard to tell since it's dark, but yeah, that is the ocean down there. splashes. The chute opens up around 500 meters. So yeah, ocean gears. Just deploy our landing gear, just because, you know, helps stabilize when it lands. Wow, just vast blue ocean out here. There's our parachute. More ocean, more ocean. Yep. Seems rather content now. I guess he's confident in having gotten back home. Get picked up by a ship. Or at least he's back on his own planet. Yay! Congratulations, Jebediah. You made it. Alright, end the flight. Yep, it's done. Stuff crashed into the sea. Yeah. G-force total distance traveled. Wow, 33 million meters. Highest speed achieved. Highest altitude. How long? 2 days, 7 hours, 11 minutes, 52 seconds. Nice. So let's head back to the Space Center. And nothing is going on now. No flights in progress. So I guess let's go back and back into the vehicle assembly building. Take a look at some rockets, and that's pretty much it. I mean, there you have it for the game. And yep, I say play it. It's a good game. I'm gonna get the full version soon.